Are you a Pi pioneer who's been waiting and starting to lose hope? Well, stop right there. If you're questioning whether Pi Network is still worth your time, you're in exactly the right place. Because I'm about to blow your mind with the most exciting Pi Network developments that are happening right now. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal why Pi Network is positioned for its biggest breakthrough yet, the massive global movement that's building unstoppable momentum, and the specific indicators showing we're on the verge of a new all-time high that could change everything for millions of pioneers worldwide. Before we dive into this game-changing information, make sure you're following my Telegram and Facebook pages. The links are in the description below. That's where I share exclusive Pi Network updates, insider analysis, and breaking news the moment it happens. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Here's what most people don't realize about Pi Network right now. While some pioneers are losing faith and internet searches are declining, something massive is building beneath the surface. Pi Network isn't just surviving, it's preparing for its most significant moment in history, and I'm going to show you exactly why. The Pi Network started with a simple but revolutionary mission, making cryptocurrency mining accessible to everyday people. But what's happening now goes far beyond that original vision. We're witnessing the transformation of Pi Network into a global economic force, and at the center of this transformation is PI2DAY, an event that's become much more than just a commemorative date. PI2DAY 2025, celebrated on June 28th, has evolved into a powerful symbol of the network's resilience, growth, and unstoppable vision for the future. But here's what's really exciting. The anticipation surrounding this year's PI2DAY has pushed enthusiasm for PiCoin to levels we haven't seen since the initial launch. And the numbers are absolutely staggering. What began as a small initiative among early adopters has transformed into a worldwide movement spanning over 100 countries. Pioneers aren't just celebrating, they're organizing events, hosting webinars, launching Pi-related marketplaces, and most importantly, they're demonstrating that Pi Network has real-world utility that skeptics said would never exist. But let me share something that will absolutely blow your mind. Pi Network now boasts over 60 million verified users globally, and that number is growing every single day. This isn't just about people mining on their phones anymore. These pioneers are actively building businesses, creating applications, and developing entire ecosystems around PiCoin. This kind of grassroots participation is creating an organic foundation that few other digital assets in the entire cryptocurrency space can claim. Here's what blockchain analyst Martin Liu recently said, and this quote is absolutely crucial. The difference with Pi is that it isn't driven by venture capital or whales. It's driven by millions of everyday people who see the value of a truly inclusive cryptocurrency. That collective energy is powerful, and it's what makes this ATH push so significant. Now let's talk about what everyone really wants to know. Why are we on the verge of a new all-time high? The excitement of PI2DAY 2025 has coincided with mounting optimism that PiCoin may soon achieve a new price record that will shock the entire cryptocurrency community. Market watchers are noting something incredible happening right now. Recent pilot integrations with regional e-commerce platforms, restaurant chains, and local retailers are creating the real-world utility that crypto investors have been desperately looking for. While we're still awaiting official listing on major exchanges during the open mainnet phase, internal marketplaces and peer-to-peer trading are showing a steady rise in Pi's value. And here's where it gets really interesting. Some private transactions have reportedly exchanged Pi at valuations that surpass previous highs. While these remain unverified on the global stage, the trend is undeniable. Demand for Pi is rising, and PI2DAY has acted as the perfect catalyst to fuel this upward momentum. But what's really driving this enthusiasm? Let me break down the 4 key factors that are creating this perfect storm for Pi Network's success. Pi's utility is growing exponentially. We're seeing Pi accepted at local cafes in Southeast Asia, powering online freelancing marketplaces in Africa, and being used for real transactions across the globe. This isn't speculation anymore, this is genuine utility that's happening right now. Third, community development is exploding. Hundreds of Pi apps and decentralized solutions are being built on Pi Network's blockchain. Developers worldwide are experimenting with ways to use Pi for payments, rewards, and decentralized identity systems. Fourth, the symbolic timing of PI2DAY cannot be overstated. The psychological impact of a community holiday like PI2DAY reminds pioneers of the shared vision and gives fresh momentum to everyone working on network expansion. But let me be completely honest with you about the challenges ahead. Despite the overwhelming optimism, Pi's journey to an all-time high won't be without hurdles. Regulatory uncertainty remains a concern, as different countries figure out how to classify and oversee emerging cryptocurrencies. Pi's success on external exchanges will depend on liquidity, demand, and how strong its ecosystem really is. As crypto policy advisor Elena Rodriguez puts it, the Pi network has achieved impressive user engagement, but turning that into lasting value means navigating regulatory, tech, and market hurdles. What makes this moment stand out is the energy behind PI2DAY's slogan. United millions of pioneers make everything possible for Pi. Unlike most crypto projects backed by big investors, Pi is powered by everyday people. Across the globe, pioneers aren't just mining. They're taking part in governance, helping with KYC, building apps, educating others, and driving real-world adoption. So what could Pi's new all-time high actually mean? This wouldn't just be a price milestone. It would serve as validation for millions of people who have contributed time, effort, and faith to the network. It could attract new developers, businesses, and even institutional interest as Pi proves its staying power and relevance in the digital currency landscape. But achieving and maintaining such a high will require Pi to deliver on its promises: a stable, scalable blockchain, real-world utility, and transparent, community-led governance. As PI2DAY 2025 concludes, Pi Network stands on the edge of what could be its most significant chapter yet. With millions of pioneers united under a common goal, the network's dream of creating a widely accessible and useful cryptocurrency feels closer than ever before. Whether Pi achieves its new all-time high in the coming weeks or months remains to be seen, but one thing is absolutely certain: Pi Network's greatest strength lies in its people. And with their combined efforts, the possibilities for Pi are truly limitless. If this video has renewed your faith in Pi Network and shown you why now is the time to stay engaged, hit that like button to help spread this message to other pioneers who need to hear it. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you ready for Pi's next chapter? And if you haven't already, subscribe and ring that notification bell, because the Pi Network story is just getting started, and you don't want to miss what happens next. Remember, while others are losing hope, smart pioneers are positioning themselves for what could be the biggest breakthrough in Pi Network's history. The question isn't whether Pi will succeed, it's whether you'll be ready when it does. Stay strong, stay mining, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into Pi Network's roadmap to success.